Hello, this is Dr. Malorani. Welcome back to MCPHS University and to the Management Accounting class, which I'm sure you know will be online for the rest of the semester. So I've provided an updated syllabus, which is in the folder called Course Introduction. I'll review the changes I've made in a few minutes. Essentially, what we'll do every week is 3 key activities. First, you'll be expected to read the posted materials and any assigned readings. Then you'll participate in the discussion board question or questions. And really what I'd like there is for you to make at least 2 posts every week. First, an initial post to the question, which I'd like to see done by Thursday at 11 p.m. And then a response to one or more of your colleagues by Sunday at 11. So that will happen every week for the remainder of the semester. And then the other key activity will be for you to complete graded assignments. So I know this is an unusually stressful and challenging time for everyone. So please make the safety of yourself and others your #1 priority. And to that end, please heed the advice and direction of the CDC, public health officials, government leaders, and healthcare providers on the best practices for everyone's protection. If I can assist you in this course or with any other matters related to MCPHS University, I'll do everything in my power. To that end, please feel free to email me anytime with your questions or concern, and I'll try to respond within a few hours or sooner. I am confident that we'll make it through these challenging and uncertain times. So now let's take a look at the revised syllabus. So the revised syllabus says updated syllabus for online learning. A couple of things have changed that you'll need to be aware of. First, in the grading section, you'll see I've put in the MCPHS maroon colors the changes I've made. So we'll be going to a discussion board every week and a graded assignment every week. So we won't have any other quizzes or projects. So the ones that you've completed, you'll get credit for. Also, I'll drop you 2 lowest quiz score grades that you've taken so far. So, and with regard to the discussion board and graded assignments, there's a couple of things I want to make note of. First of all, the most important thing with the discussion board is that you do them every week and that you put some thought into it, not simply a sentence or 2. And that's with regard to both your initial post and your response to your classmates. So I'd like to see a couple of paragraphs or more in both postings every week. And with the graded assignments, I have set them up so that you can do them as many times as you'd like. And what happens that as you complete it each time, you get a grade, and your highest grade will be the one that gets counted. So if you do it 5 times and you end up with 100 on one of the 5, then you'll get 100. And hopefully you'll get 100 the first time or the second time, but in any case, you can do them as many times as you want, and your highest score is the one that will count. All right, so here's the breakdown in terms of the grading. The other change you'll see in the schedule. So the schedule I've posted by week. So we'll do this week by week. Next week, this week, we'll talk about pricing. And again, discussion boards, graded assignments. Next week, we start into planning and budgeting, or planning and control. This planning and control goes on for 4 weeks, and then we'll have a wrap-up week talking about a couple of special topics. So if I can intertwine anything that's going on with regard to the coronavirus, I will. But in any case, what I want you to know is that if at any time you have any personal difficulties or difficulties with this course, please email me. I'll do everything I can to accommodate you and assist you if I can. So what you'll see now is that I've broken things up into weekly buckets. So we're gonna go, I'm calling this week 9. So we've been off for 2 weeks, as you know, due to the extended spring break. So week 9 is March 23rd to March 29th. Week 10 is March 30th to April 5th. So I'm just going to talk briefly about week 9. I'll be back again next week, and I may be back in the interim as well, but in any case, let's see what's on tap for week 9. So week 9, talk about the learning objectives, talk about the deliverables. So the learning objectives in week 9 are basically to review different pricing approaches, and then talk about target costing and pricing, which is a specialized type of approach to pricing. Your deliverables are to review the materials that I've posted, complete the graded assignment, and contribute to the discussion board. Okay, so that's the basic approach that we're going to follow every week. In terms of the materials themselves, so with regard to pricing strategies, there's a couple of key things that I want you to note. First of all, you should understand that depending on the company and their market position, there are different strategies that the companies may employ to price their products or services. So I've posted some readings here for you to look through. Does a good job on discussing different types of pricing, market pricing, cost plus pricing, and other approaches to pricing. So that's one of the key readings that I have you do. I've provided some supporting videos that will help discuss them in a little more detail: cost-based pricing, competition-based pricing, customer-based pricing. And then I'd like you to also read this article called Japanese Target Costing, a Historical Perspective. And in particular, what I want you to keep in mind is that target costing is something that really started in Japan, and some American companies, US companies, and companies in other parts of the world have started to adopt it. And the approach here is significantly different than the approach that we've taken historically, and we talk about classically in terms of US pricing. With target pricing, basically what happens is that the company decides in the long term what the market will bear, and then it puts a constraint in terms of what the product or service that they can offer will be to fit under that what customers are willing to pay for. So for example, one of the problems that Tesla ran into when they first rolled out their first electric vehicle was that it cost $75,000, which was a wonderful car, but not a large portion of the population can afford $75,000 for a vehicle. So they quickly realized that the sweet spot for vehicles was probably around $35,000 or less. And so they had to go back to the drawing board essentially, and they used the target costing approach to say, okay, if the most we can charge is $35,000, then the most it can cost us to build a car is, let's say, $25,000 or $30,000. So that puts a constraint in terms of the design and functionality of a product or a service. And so that's the fundamental difference that you'll find with target costing and pricing. So with that said, as I mentioned, I will be monitoring the discussion board. I'll be maybe posting a few more videos along the way, but I'll also be available anytime by email. I may also host some online sessions that will be voluntary for people to call in with questions. So haven't quite decided on that yet, but I'm thinking that I probably will hold some sessions conference call sessions where you can call in, ask questions, get clarifications, if I feel like there's a need for that. All right, so please stay safe, and I look forward to reading your post, and if you need to reach out to me, please do so. Thank you.